I liked her more in other parts, but I did appreciate her character. Like, I appreciate the dried, like, beat cop,
Yeah.
FBI agent, whatever.
Because you got to think about it too, Ian. I think it stands out to you also because we oftentimes have so many performances from other actors that are cookie cutter.
Yeah, that's true.
Not to say that they're bad or anything like that, but it feels samey.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like a lot of times nowadays, especially in huge blockbuster films, we have a lot of performances from like almost non-actors, like people who are kind of just celebrity and like they're just being themselves.
Yeah.
And because of that, like you're not really getting a lot of that like real performance, that real like authentic, just original like character.
Yeah.
So you see something like that, and I could totally see why your first thought could be like, oh, that's, she seems sort of dry. Well, she was, but yeah. I think it was intentional. That was the point.
It's so funny you actually think about that, because so not this past year, but the year before, I lived with my parents again for like a year, and they literally watched nothing but freaking SVU, Law and Order, just playing. In Criminal Minds, and it was just like, I mean, there's some great episodes, some great TV episodes, in there, but it is very formulaic after a while that you're just like, oh, this is like, he's like the bad guy, and he's gonna be saying his bad guy monologue, or he's gonna act like this, and they're gonna act like this. So I like how you bring that up as a new perspective on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really it for this intro part that we had. I don't have much besides that. So if we want to just get into the spoiler part of the movie.
Yeah, let's spoil it up.
So once again, stop watching if you haven't watched it. Yeah, this is spoilers. We're entering into spoiler territory. Watch the film if you're watching this right now.
Watch the film. Watch it in theaters. This film deserves to be seen in theaters. This film deserves your money.
Every film, I think, deserves to be seen in theaters.
We want to see more films in theaters. The only way to do that is to get in the theater. Plus, theater experiences are fun.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my uncle is anti-theater. Sorry, this is a side tangent. My uncle doesn't like the theater because he thinks it's dirty. But I mean, I don't 100% disagree with him on that. But we can wash our clothes. We can take a shower.
We can.
So,
go to the theater, see the movie, come back, join us again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spoil it up.
Anyway, spoiling it up. So first entrance, first time we see the man Longlegs, kind of like a flashback. I like how they did the aspect ratio.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of gave it like an old school film, like family film,
Yeah. Anytime you do that aspect, that's 4:3 ratio.
Yeah. That's I was going to say that, but I didn't. I'm not a film major, so I wasn't going to say.
No, you're good. No, they hit whenever they hit the 4:3 aspect ratio. They're trying they're going to do something artsy, or this is supposed to be like a photograph.
Yeah.
I think that's really what they were going for, is more of like the photograph, kind of like, oh, this is old, and then they framed it up and almost like Charlie Brown-esque, like we don't see the parents' faces, and I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, you don't see the adults' faces, and I loved that until he was like, oh, I seem to have lost my long legs today.
Yeah, and we get a quick glimpse of his face.
And not the full face. Yeah, it was only like nose down, I think.
Yeah,
and it was real quick.
I literally thought at first he was like, I don't know why. I thought when he dropped down to show his full face, I thought for whatever reason he was just going to like rip his legs off. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What movie you thought you were seeing?
I thought I was in to watch the scariest movie ever.
This is what happens when you mislead people with marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
You get this.
I thought he was going to like rip his legs
off. He was
off.
going to see Saw 5, 5D. And he was really seeing Longlegs.
Longlegs, the movie.
Longlegs,
the musical.
Anyways, that I'd pay to see.
I think that would be interesting.